What's going on, guys? T-Ward here, and today I'm here to discuss and give you the top 5 best DBZ movies ever created. Now, this list is going to be random. I'm going to put them from best to worst, and at the end of the video, I'll put them in order to let you know which ones I think are the best. Now, I've seen a couple of videos covering this topic that were like extremely bad, cringeworthy, and some of them I'm thinking, I don't think the fans would actually pick these movies to be in their top 5 or top 10 or anywhere near that. So I put up a poll in this video to see which ones you think are the best, which ones would you put in your top 5, or which ones would you debate should be in the number 1 spot. Now, I've seen a couple of videos and a couple of channels getting copyright strike for using DBZ content, using anime and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to try my best to stay underneath the guidelines and pretty much just make this a smooth list to see where you guys' heads at and to get some feedback to see if I'm in the right or if I'm in the wrong, or if you guys really agree with me or if you don't. And I guess here we go. Now, the first one I'm going to start off with, being in no order, but number 5 is going to be The Return of Cooler. This one is a really good movie. It hits home. I remember watching it on VHS as a kid. Got it from, I think it was Blockbuster, RIP. And it just has so much nostalgia to it. I mean, the movie starts off, everything is well, Goku and everybody's chilling. And then here's Dende. Oh, new Namex being absorbed by some giant plant life thing. Can you come and save us? Sure, Dende. Whatever. They get there and there's all these robots and all the Z fighters are fighting them and everything's going good. And then Goku runs into an old pal, and that pal's name is Cooler. Now, this time, Cooler, he's a little different. Before, he was scrawny and purple and all this kind of stuff, and Goku destroyed him, sent him flying into the sun with a Kamehameha, old school style. And then on this planet, he shows up chromed out, fully chromed out, all shiny. And what does Goku do? Oh, I have to defeat you. And then Cooler starts talking all his trash. And instead of Goku just powering up to the fullest of his ability, just going full on Super Saiyan, he thinks, man, even though Kaioken didn't work the last time I beat him, let's see if my Kaioken is stronger this time. Maybe I can get an easy win. And Goku's punching him in the chest and nothing's really going on, yada, yada, yada. Goku goes full Super Saiyan. Lands a couple of hits, don't really do anything. And then here comes Vegeta. Vegeta shows up, and Vegeta's, helping. Not really. He really didn't help that much. Vegeta shows up right as Goku's getting choked out, kicks him in the face. It's whatever. And they end up defeating him barely by doing some little tag team combo. It was okay. It got the job done. And long story short, they end up meeting the real Cooler. The real Cooler was being controlled by a computer, and Goku releases himself from the bind that he had him in with all the wires, and he blows him up with a little Kai Blast. Yay, Goku. So, this movie's way too long. I love it, though, but it's a lot to cover. But it was a really good movie, Kaioken included. And then moving at number 4, we have Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Now, Broly in this movie, we had never seen anything like Broly before. And according to Vegeta, he's the Saiyan of legend. In this movie, it starts off all peaceful on Earth, and they're having a picnic, and some random Saiyan who nobody's ever heard of comes from this planet, and he talks to Vegeta and tells him, Vegeta, there's this planet you have to check out. It's new. It's a Saiyan planet. You might like it. Vegeta goes with them, and so all the Z fighters. They get there, and there's a shady character, Paragus' son, if I'm saying his name correctly, shows up, and very quiet guy. His name is Broly. Okay. So Broly is also a Super Saiyan. And it wasn't until one night whenever Broly kind of lost it and broke into Goku and Gohan's room and started fighting them and screaming and powering up and all this stuff until Paragus ultimately subdued him. And then The second time it happened, Paragus couldn't do anything about it. Broly had broken his controlling device that Paragus was using because his power was too much. So they start fighting, and Broly eventually unlocks his potential and becomes the legendary Super Saiyan. Gets a big power boost, bulging muscles, all this type of good stuff. And then all the Z fighters power up too. They all go Super Saiyan, and they're just getting washed. I mean, Broly's throwing him everywhere. Kai blast to the face, and Goku even pulls a Kamehameha right in his grill, and just nothing happens at all, man. He just brushes it off and punches Goku. Everybody's laid out for the count. Vegeta initially wouldn't even charge at Broly because he was so afraid because of the stories he had heard. So while everybody's getting washed, Vegeta's just sitting over there crying because he can't fathom that the legendary Super Saiyan would actually be alive. But so after that, Vegeta decides to finally join in, and as he's joining in, he gets destroyed in one punch. It's pretty bad. He got punched in the wall and created a huge crater, and that was it for Vegeta. And then here comes Goku to save the day, powers up as a Super Saiyan, and then for some reason in this movie, everybody can just give their power away. So they all give their power to Goku, and he charges up his Super Saiyan form and gives Broly one punch to the stomach, and that was it. So seems like an easy solution for Goku, luckily. And at number three we got the history of Trunks. The history of Trunks has to be like a fan favorite all the way across the board. Not many people dislike the movie. They always have it in the top 5. I have yet to see it below top 5. It deserves to be in the top 5. That's why it's on this video. But one thing people can't come to a conclusion on or can't really figure out is why Gohan is so weak. Gohan, scar on his face, kind of looking like Yamcha, weird little haircut. And whenever he's fighting the androids, he's like barely holding them off. Now, I will admit, if he had fought them one-on-one, he would have won. But sadly, they don't play fair. And Trunks, in this movie, he's like, 12, 13 to 14. Nobody's really sure. I'm lying. Somebody knows. It's in the bio somewhere. I just don't want to look it up. And Trunks struggling to become a Super Saiyan. Gohan's training him and teaching him how to unlock that power. And he can't seem to really figure it out until Gohan goes off by himself. He knocks out Trunks completely because Trunks wants to join on the fight. And Gohan's like, nah, I'm going to take this by myself. So Gohan goes off to fight both the androids by himself and gets blasted into smithereens. It's pretty bad. And Trunks comes to find Gohan laid out, dead. And then Trunks finally figures out a way to tap into that Super Saiyan power and go Super Saiyan. An extremely emotional moment. Pretty sure it's a tearjerker for adults today. So he taps into the power. He goes off to fight him. They destroy him. The androids 17 and 18, they just manhandle him everywhere. They defeat him. And I don't know how he survived this blast. I guess just one of those things. But they basically fired a Kai blast at like point blank range. And he still survived and ended up in some hospital bed with his mom. He heals up and goes into the future. And then that's whenever we see them in the Android saga. So for number two, we have Fusion Reborn. Fusion Reborn is going to be in anybody's top 3. I have yet to see it in anybody's top 4 or 5. It's always in the top 3 no matter what. Any list I've ever seen on YouTube, anywhere, everywhere. If you have an opinion about it, put it below. If not, give the video a like for Fusion Reborn. And I like this movie a lot because it shows what'll happen. We get to see a different variation of fusion besides Vegito, which Vegito was extremely nice, but it was using the Potara earrings. Now, this is the first time we get to see Goku and Vegeta just fuse other than Gotenks and see what can be created. Now, I think in the manga or the anime, they stated that Potara fusion was stronger because it lasts longer and it's using, I guess, mystical earrings as opposed to just using fusion that I think Goku learned on a different planet that Goku learned on a different planet from Yardrat. I forgot the name of those guys, but it's pretty easy to see why this movie is a fan favorite. So Goku goes against Janemba. He's with big old fat jelly roll thingy. Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, easily defeats him. And then after he defeats him, he turns into this demonic character with a sword. And the first couple of hits, Goku's getting it in. He's Super Saiyan 3, he's fully charged, not a scratch on him. And then Janemba like learns Goku's movements and he just starts giving it to him. He's taking all of Goku's hits, and then he slices Goku a couple of times with the sword. And Goku's just out of it. He's out of Super Saiyan 3. He's laying there. And Yama lets Vegeta come back alive one more time. And Goku and Vegeta fuse into Gogeta, and the rest is history. Now, for the fifth one, I think I'm going to do something different. Whereas usually in a top 5 video, you would see, the top 5. But for the fifth one, I'm going to put my least favorite movie of all the DBZ movies, and that is easily Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods is the most appalling movie I think I've ever seen, next to maybe Lord Slug and Bio Broly. Battle of Gods shows some of the weirdest animation, some of the baddest animation. It was extremely overhyped, and some people love this movie. I think it's disgusting. Like, it starts off, everything is all as well as it usually is in the DBC universe, and then some cat a million light years away gets woken up, remembers this planet called Earth. He goes to Earth, and Goku, being the person he is, wants to fight the strongest being in the world. He starts off as a Super Saiyan 3, and Beerus tells him to come here. Beerus flicks him and smacks him in the back of the neck, and that's the rest of that. And everybody's afraid, and the most afraid person out of everybody was, like in Broly, Vegeta. So Vegeta takes it upon himself to start dancing on stage. In what world would Vegeta ever dance on stage? I don't know. So Vegeta starts dancing on stage to calm down Beerus from, trying to destroy the planet. And then Beerus smacks Bulma because Bulma won't shut up. So he smacks Bulma, and all of a sudden, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, I'm going to guess 2. There's no lightning, but I'm just going to say it's Super Saiyan 2 for the sake of argument. And all of a sudden, he's landing all these blows that Goku himself couldn't even land. Everybody's just extremely confused. Me being everybody. Everybody else in the DBZ was like, oh, Vegeta, oh my God. And right whenever Beerus smacked Vegeta's wife Bulma, he goes, my Bulma. And I don't see how Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta could actually overpower Beerus whenever Super Saiyan 3 Goku couldn't, but that's whatever. So then they calm that down, and Goku comes back, and Vegeta and everybody give Goku the power of a Super Saiyan God by having, 5 or 6 pure-hearted Saiyans around him, and I think Videl was pregnant with Pan, so that made up the 6th one, and turned Goku into a Super Saiyan God. And he was able to fight on par with Beerus, even though Beerus stated, I think, that he was only using 10% of his power. And then we come to find out that Beerus' little weird friend with the staff, Whis, is actually that Beerus' trainer and stronger than he is. So after Goku and Beerus have their little fight, we have to worry about Whis, but thank goodness that Whis and Beerus are on their side, and they like human food or earth food. And that's pretty much how the movie ends. I think it was the worst movie I've ever seen from DBZ. And it was so hyped in the theaters, and I'm really glad I skipped out on it because it looked extremely bad to begin with. So yeah, and for the ending, the movies I have in my top 5, easily, I would pretty much have to put it in order as you know what? Number 1 is going to be Fusion Reborn. The second one is going to be Broly. The third one is going to be The History of Trunks. The fourth one is going to be Return of Cooler. And you guys already know my opinion about the 5th one. Freaking Battle of Gods. Anyways, if you like the video, rate, comment, and subscribe. And maybe I'll have some animated footage and a better mic and better material. It's my first time ever making a a list using data, raw data, kind of freestyling most of it. But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.